From today's TMJ4, this is breaking news now.
Like a cannon. It went boom, boom, like a cannon. It shook those windows over there.
Now at noon, a loud and unexpected wake-up call for residents on Milwaukee's south side. An explosion and fire brought a business to the ground.
Thanks for joining us. The blast called for a big emergency response at about 7:45 this morning.
Authorities cleared residents and blocked off roads after the explosion at Acme Galvanizing. That's near 19th and Cleveland. Live look at the scene right now. Crews eventually got that fire under control, but as you can see right now, one of the buildings there completely destroyed.
We've been following this story since it broke this morning and have team coverage for you now. Jonah Kaplan talked to those who woke up to that loud boom this morning. But first, Tom Murray is live at 19th in Cleveland with the latest information. Tom.
Bridget, Vince, good afternoon. This happened as the Monday workday was just getting going. There were several workers in the plant, others showing up. We just moments ago obtained some cell phone video of these explosions that happened one after another. Take a look. Oh. Now, what you hear exploding there are propane tanks that are used to fuel forklifts. They were stored in the outbuilding, and the one explosion after another is one of these propane tanks exploding one again after another. Everyone is accounted for, safe and unharmed. The workers evacuated. They have emergency plans for situations like this. Fire department, this is a 2-alarm fire with special services. That would be the hazmat team. Listen to this worker describe what it was like inside this metal processing plant.
Everyone was running out of the building, so me and a couple other people grabbed fire extinguishers to see what we could do. Ran towards the fire. When we got there and realized that it was the propane tanks that were on fire, there's nothing you can do to put out a propane tank once it's already on fire. So we made sure to get everybody out of the way, yelled to everybody out of the building, and as soon as we cleared the building, that's when the tank started to explode.
You can see the fire department is outside this plant right now. They are keeping an eye on things. Some of the company leadership is here. They are meeting with the authorities to talk about structural integrity of the building. They would like to get these workers back inside at some point today. The workers did get a message late this morning that there would be a point in the day when they would be allowed back in the plant. It appears that the damage is contained to that outbuilding where the propane tanks are stored, and the initial look is that the main building, the main manufacturing processing plant here is structurally sound, and that these workers would be able to get back in. And of course, everyone is just very thankful that no one is hurt as a result of the explosions that happened early this morning. Live in Milwaukee's South Side, Tom Murray, today's TMJ4.
Hey, Tom, do you have any idea how many of those propane tanks exploded? We heard a couple of them in the video you just played for us.
Yeah, the estimate is that there were 12 to 18 explosions that occurred, one tank after another, and the time that elapsed was about 5 to 10 minutes, with the explosions being, as you saw, in some cases a few seconds apart, in other cases as much as 45 seconds apart. You can just visualize how these tanks would be stored, kind of lined up one next to another in that storage facility.
Thanks for that, Tom.
I know Tom Murray there on the south side, yeah.
Tense moments there. Dozens in the area heard those explosions and then saw the fire and the smoke this morning. Jonah Kaplan talked with those neighbors. He joins us now with more on what they saw and heard. Jonah.
Yeah, Bridget, as you just mentioned, they saw and they heard. This was an event that neighbors explained. They said that this just touched all the senses. They heard the explosions, they felt the explosions, they saw the smoke, they smelled the smoke. It was just an incredible sight. And this was, of course, at the height of the morning rush hour. So right over here, about 2 or 3 blocks away, 16th in Cleveland, is a large neighborhood. Many people getting ready for the morning commute. They were getting ready for school. They were getting ready for work. They were walking the dogs. Everyone was outside watching this. We spoke with one man, Mike Kurtz, who actually made the 911 call about the fire and the explosions.
And it was a small fire then, so I'm standing there, I'm looking at my wife, I says, we're gonna need to call the fire department. 2 seconds later, the whole building went boom, boom, it started blowing up. And then it just started blazing from then, because I had 911 on the operator, they told me not to hang up.
Now, it's interesting because even though it's a beautiful, clear morning and now afternoon, weather did play a part because there was a westerly wind that kind of brought over the smoke from the plant, which is about 2-3 blocks west of here, east to the lake and to this neighborhood. So police had to clear all this area out. There were no more people at about 9 a.m. because of the threat of hazardous materials like some of the propane gas emissions that were in the air. We're live here on Milwaukee's South Side. Jonah Kaplan, today's TMJ4.
All right, Jonah, thanks very much.
Be sure to stay with today's TMJ4 for updates on this explosion and the fire near 19th and Cleveland. We will bring you new information on air and online at tmj4.com.